And welcome back to Art for the Ageless. Today we are going to be talking about abstract designs from geometrical objects. Last time we did the circle, and today we're going to study the square, the rectangle, and the triangle. First, let us look at our tools. In front of you, you'll see 3 pieces of cardboard. One has been cut about 1.5 inches. The second, 2.5 inches. And the last one, the largest, a 4-inch square. Notice the sides of your tool. Please pick up the 4-inch square. Notice on one side you will see a design, like a wavy design, as in the corrugated paper construction. On the other side, you will see straight lines. You should always know your tools and examine them because each one has a unique design in it. All right, today we're using number 5, flathead paintbrush. You have your water jar. We are using primary colors red, yellow, and blue, and you're getting a little extra black for some design. This is the most important thing. There is a particular way of spreading this paint. If you will take your 2.5-inch square, you are not to dip it smack in the middle, okay? If you do that, you will thoroughly clog up the design. What you do is you draw the paint from the edges like this in little swirly motions. And you can turn your tool the other way. Whenever you place it down, you can either place it on your newsprint or on your towel. If you get little smudges on your fingers, I know sometimes it bothers us ladies, just simply take the damp sponge and wipe it clean. You've also been given a towel, which of course you use to blot your brush. All right, let's get started. These are our geometrical objects. Each one has a story. It speaks to us. What does the circle say? It says, "Catch me if you can." And you know you were busy trying to catch bubbles out there last week, and you couldn't, because that's the function of the circle, to float away. Very elusive. The square and the rectangle are different. Their stories are, build on me. I am strong. I am your foundation. You can sit on me. I will protect you. And that is their function. The triangle says, look at me. I will make your home pretty. I will sit on top of the square and let the rain slide off of me. So each one has a function. Here is the triangle proving itself by becoming a pretty design when turned. Point up, point down, point up, point down, point up. And so all these variations welcome you. Let us get into our first project where we get to know our tools. You have 3 pieces of paper in front of you. Take your first one. Oops, sorry. New mic. Take your first one, and we're going to take the smallest cardboard, the 1.5 inch, and dip it, and let me give you that. Dip it and swirl, dip it and swirl, back and forth, turn it if you want to. And we're just going to get familiar with what it can do for us. And so we're just going to press it along. I don't know what I'm doing. Back and forth. This is similar to when we did the shim, where we took it and we rocked it to the left and to the right. You can see the pretty design. And you don't have to dip a lot because it will hold its ink. Okay? Everyone get a chance? Just run across the page. Just run, run. Now let us take our next one, the 2.5 inch, and again, holding it so that you can see the corrugated side. Take your, I'm calling it ink, take your paint, draw out the side like this, and swirl, turn it, swirl. Why am I doing this? Again, to protect the design, and again, not to clog it up. All right. This time we're doing a group of 3, 2, 3, 2, and we're doing it across the page. Let me see if I hold it this way. I won't smack the microphone. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. And let's do a variation. Let's do 1, 2 down here. Up here, 1, 2, 3. Variation, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Variation, 1, 2. Very nice. I see some very nice work. It doesn't make any difference if you're getting a little sloppy. There's no mistakes, right? Some of you from last time need to get a little darker, so I would encourage you either when you dip, do a good dip, or dip back. All right, let's see what our next project is. For this one, we're going to lay this one aside on the table and let it dry. And luckily, this poster paint dries quickly. If you would like to, there's a pencil at each table, and you can write your name on your work. Project 2, we're going to further explore. So we're going to hold it sideways. And I want to show you direction. I see, again, I am using the same 1.5. Nope. Let's try a 2.5. All right, I think I'm going to start with a 2.5 on this one, which is going downward. All right, so let's ink it up. And ready? Let's go down the stairs. Starting up high, down. You can turn it as you go. Watch the impression. Let's try the starburst. Again, always inking from the side. Don't touch the middle. Don't destroy the design that is inherent in the tool. All right, we're going to do a starburst, and I'm going to start up here and down here. To the left, to the right. Center each one. Try to judge your center and judge it again. rock motion, rocking left and right, left and right. Now we're going to do sort of a tribal design, which is this one here. And I guess I'll do it down here. I think that I'm running out of paper, so I'm going to switch to my 1.5 inch. And I'm going to do this one here where I have 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. 2 on the left, and 2 on the right. I love to do tribal designs. When these dry, you might want to take them home. If they're too clogged up, you'll have to cut them from home. They're just boxes that are from delivery. That's all they are, just boxes. All right, let's do this variation here. I see one up, and it looks like it's just going up, and then it's just coming down. Okay, what else do I have? Well, got a big one. Variations. You can experiment with your variation. Short, long. If I do a long here and a long here, I should then be able to take my shorter one and do a variation between them. Okay. So, again, use your sponge if you're getting fussy-fingered about having too much all over the place. All right, let's put this one to one side and go on to the next project. This one, project 3, you can hold your paper the long way or the short way, whatever, because I did eventually cut this down. I think I'll hold it this way. We're going to use our longest one. We're going to use number 4. Yeah, okay. So let's ink up number 4. So I'm just going to take a little step, and this is a little bit harder to ink because you need to get more into your plate without, again, going to the center. Turn it. Visually check it. Okay, that should work. Fussy if you're fussy. Okay. All right, so we're going to do top, bottom, left, right, and in the center. Okay, ready? Raise your hand if you're with me. Good. Thank you. Okay. Try to get it toward the center. Try to get it toward the center. Okay. Looks like I'm going to run out of ink. And in the center this way. And again, at a 45-degree angle. This also helps in your judgment. I'm going to just wait a second. Raise your hand right now if I'm going too fast. Good. Okay. I'm going to graduate everybody from beginner to intermediate if you finish Project 8 today. Yeah. Okay. I like to tease you. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to try that one more time. I'm going to go out a little bit, out a little bit, out a little bit. Oh, I could just hear them saying, are we going to paint it? Yes, you're going to paint it. Are we going to paint it right? No, you're not going to paint it right now because this black paint is wet. So you're going to have to just hold on to that paintbrush and wait a minute. But do you have this? Do you have the foundation? Do you have the start? Please hold them up at this point if you are finished with this project. Great. They look wonderful. Great. Okay. Good. All right. We're on the right track. Okay, tool down. And Sharon, Ryan, we're at project number 4. We're really running good. So on the table, there's a paper marked 4. So everyone, we are going to do a very interesting point now. We're going to take our square, as we did last week with the circle. Remember how we overlapped it? Now we are going to turn our square on its point, and we are going to overlap it. All right? So Ryan and Sharon are passing out the next project. So please put this to one side. And I know we forgot to put the drawing table out there. I apologize. But your first project should be dry about now so that you can put another one over it, okay? All right, so let's do one side. And that is going to be a colored one. All right, number 4 project is a strip, looks like this. And we are going to hold it this way. And for this one, we're definitely not using number 4. That's much too long. Let's see, I think it's going to be 2.5. Let me see. Right. Okay, we're going to do our 2.5. So let's take our ink and let's start inking. I'm using the word inking because this reminds me so much of when I was actually printmaking, and we had this tremendous amount of black ink, and I just loved it. I just loved it. So, get gooey. All right, now, you need to be careful because we're lying it on our side, and you might want to tip your paper to whichever way is going to make you comfortable. So, I think I'll be okay here. All right, I'm going to take it and I'm going to make an upside down V. And I'm trying to keep it as straight as possible because remember, we want to have a square. So if you do have to turn your paper, remember it's a straight line V. All right. Let's take it again. Ink it. Ink it. All right, that's your start. Are we okay? Raise your hand if you're okay. Okay, good. Now the next one is going to overlap the first one. So give it some ink and be really careful and judge. Let's say not halfway, but just a little bit below. And we do our line here. You might see like an X over here. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do a straight line on an upside down V. Straight line, straight line. And I've completed my second square and overlapped it. Okay? This is the way designs start. Experimentation. All right? If you've done that, just do another one over it, but not touching it, and let it overlap. In other words, if you've made this point, touch that point, and it's not overlapping, just go on and overlap the next one. All right, let's do another one. me see something good. These are beautiful designs. Beautiful. And our last one. And it just fits in just neatly. Are we going to paint it? Yes, we're going to paint this one. But you can't paint it if it's wet. Hate black smudges. So let's not get smudgy. Wipe your fingers if you have a chance. Believe you me, you can make a lot of bad marks all over your paper. All right, I see some good work. Raise your hand if you're ready to move on. Wow. You really do want that commendation today, don't you? Okay. I love ambitious people. Okay, we are going to, Sharon and Ryan, go to number 5. And we are going to do some triangles. So, if you didn't have any time, then right now, get your paper ready, and here we go. Everybody finish off? Okay. We'll go back in a minute. All right, this one is going to require, I think we're doing again, no, looks like we're not doing the 2.5. Looks like we're going to 4. Okay, let's ink up the 4. We're going to ink the 4. This is the 4th project. I'm sorry. This is project 5, but we're going to use cardboard number 4. Sorry if I mixed anybody up. Okay. So far, you should have 4 pieces of paper with your designs on them. I have 4 pieces. Okay, we're okay. And now we have the 5th project. Okay, so we're going to do the triangle. Let's ink it up. You can draw it out by taking the very edge of it and drawing it out. And then turning it. Okay. All right, so we're going to try tip up, tip down, tip up. Okay? And ready. Here we go. You might say, You know what? Let's do the middle first. All right? Okay, so judge in the middle. Straight line. Yeah, that's a little crooked, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. For those of you who don't know how to get this, what I usually do is eyeball it from the center of this line straight down, and I aim to put this piece where I think that dot is going to be. If you would like to take your pencil, if visually you are having difficulty doing it, then take your pencil and mark it, or even mark it with the very tip. I'll show you how. All right, down here, I'm going to press it. Looks a little crooked. And what I'm going to do is I'm trying to stay away from this line. I'm going to eyeball it straight up to this point. And that way I'm going to keep a straight line and hit it. Then the other side you just join. All right, let's do that one more time. And I guess we're going to have enough paint, which is good. Okay, over here, straight line. And we're going to follow along. Okay, now I'm going to take the very smallest one, the 1.5 inches, and I'm going to fill in a triangle within a triangle. So ink up the smallest one. And you're going to have to judge either with your pencil or with the tip. Halfway here, mark it, mark it, mark it. Did you mark it? Join the marks. Over here, mark it halfway, mark it halfway, mark it halfway, join it, join it, join it. Same thing, mark it halfway, mark it halfway, mark it halfway, join it, and join it. Want to add a little bit of balance. Put a mark up here, put a mark down here, and put a mark down here. Tribal designs. Really getting busy. This project, I see it going from left to right, but from where I'm sitting, someone has it from top to bottom, and it looks very nice. Okay? Raise your hand if you're ready. Okay. And on to project number 6. For this, they'll need the paper number 6. And I believe that 6 and 7 are identical. Let me just check. Yeah. So give them, save time. 2 sheets. 2 sheets of the 9 by 12. What would I do without Sharon and Ryan today? Because you are just inundated with papers. All right, so 2 of these, and we're finished with this project. Number 5. That's good because as long as your black foundation is dry, then you can go in and do your painting, your coloring. And if you don't finish it all, you just take it home and finish it there. How many have purchased a little set of tempera poster paints for themselves? Anybody? Good, good. I encourage that. Thank you very much. Okay, here we go. We are going to do the rectangle box side by side. There's going to be a slight overlapping. It's going to be a little bit harder because they're tighter together, but it's okay. So, okay. Flying right along. Let's see which one. I think I went back to 2.5 again. Yeah. Okay. It's always best, if you don't know how to judge from left to right, to start in the middle, okay? Because that way you have that freedom without getting squished. All right, let's ink up this one. And thank you so much, my volunteers, for putting a very adequate amount, a generous amount of paint because it's lasting. I was afraid we'd run out and go crazy. Okay, rectangle. Ah. Okay. Okay. Straight line. Straight line. Top. Bottom. A little crooked. Okay. We're going to do diagonals, about a 45-degree angle. 45-degree angle, 45-degree angle, and across. We're trying for 3-dimensionality. And straight down and across. No, I'm using the 2.5 inch. All right. Let us see what's going to happen here. I want to overlap it. So I'm going to put the next one about halfway, like this, and see what happens. So I've done this part, straight across. The hard part is next. I'm going to go at a 45-degree angle. Let the other lines guide you. Okay? Let them guide you as far as parallel lines. Like this line is parallel to that line, which means it's like a railroad track. It's running along the same route. Now, wherever this line goes down is anybody's guess. All right, it went down there. And this one is simply going to join. It's like they're floating in space and you don't know the top or the bottom or any of the sides. They're just floating. But this is a design. And what you're learning is how to manipulate straight lines to give a pleasing effect. I'm going to do the third one. Again, I'm going to start just about here, which is about halfway on this one. And I'm going to make my 90-degree angles. Got my square. Again, I'm going in. Parallel, 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 straight across. And whamming it down. Okay. Now we are in outer space. Absolutely. If any of you would like to share with me your 3-dimension rectangle, I would be happy to see it. Thank you. Great. Very strong. You're getting stronger. You're getting bolder. That's good. It's very good. Thank you. Anyone else like to share for a second? We're almost ready to paint. Hang in there. All right, so goodbye, Project 6. And on to Project 7. Oh, you almost did it. And this is Project 7, and it's going to be the same size paper. Again, it doesn't make any difference. You hold it up straight down. And this one's just a little more complicated. But just think, by the time you're finished with everything, everything should be dry. And you'll be able to smack in that red and blue, and we're going to make some orange. That's why you have those empty wells. All right, so what is this that we're doing here? All right, let's examine our model for just a second. We're going to have the 4-inch, and it's going to be 2 top, 2 down, 2 left, 2 right. Now, if it starts to look too complicated, don't walk out. I will guide you. Somebody's laughing and saying, yeah, gee, how did you know what I was going to do? Oops, break time. Now, get your 4-inch, ink it down. Now's the time you can start to draw out. Okay, this is going to take some brain. Find about the center of your paper. And strike a straight line. Just strike another straight line next to it. Okay, so that wasn't too hard. Now, leave a space in the middle, down here, and strike on the bottom. Okay, so I have 4 strikes. Follow along carefully. If you get lost or I go too fast, just raise your hand, wave it frantically, and I'll try to help. Okay. No, I won't. I'm going to totally ignore you. Just let you. Okay. So, leave a space. Oh my gosh, I don't have any room. That's your tough luck. So you don't have any room, then put a towel under it. You got something, stick it under it. Okay, if you have a problem, be innovative. Create solutions. Just stick stick your towel under it. Don't go there. Okay. You made me mess the table. No, I didn't. You did it yourself. You made a decision. You messed the table. Okay, I'm going to put this on the other side. And yes, I am getting crooked. I'm not perfect. Do that and that. Okay, good enough. That was the hard part, okay? It's done. The hard part's over. Here's the easy part. We're going to make squares, square, 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 square. You can do that by yourself. If you want to follow me, that's fine. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stab it there, 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 there. I've got a square. My other lines guided me. So you don't have to worry about a thing. Just let the other lines guide you. And just make 3 more squares. What could be easier? Almost done. See how fast it is? It's just very fast. When you are printing with something, it's predictable. And these 3 pieces of cardboard are predictable. They're very fancy. They're a little bit thicker than the regular, normal packaging cardboard. I'm disappointed because you don't get that pretty design. Then glue 2 pieces of cardboard together with the corrugated side showing. Then this is simply a double layered corrugated cardboard. Okay, done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a triangle top side of the top. How do I do that? More ink. I'm going to make a mark to show me the top, and I'm simply going to join the top to the bottom. It's just showing me the path. Over here, strike, strike in the middle. Am I going too fast? No? Good. Strike, 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 strike. It's done. That's it, you're done. If you would like to show me and share, please show and share. Okay, let's put this to one side. That was project 7. Yay, you're almost there. We're going to set up project 8, and project 8 is very large. And it's going to be a big square like this. Please put your name on all of your, while you're waiting for your paper, put your name on everything. Put your pictures to one side. Finish letting them dry. Okay. We have a lot of papers. Last time, I think 2 people left their paperwork. Please take it with you, okay? if you say, well, I didn't like it. Well, I always find that even if I don't like something, I will leave it to one side and I'll look at it a few hours later. And I'll either say, definitely recycle this. Or I'll say, I think I can do something with this. Let me try it again. Okay? Or let me use it as an example. Okay, so it's of no use to you. Finally, just trash it. I trashed a few pieces yesterday. I said, they're not going to like this. No, trash, trash, trash. Okay. For the final project, I decided to do a tribal themed piece, okay? Just think of it as, this would be a really nice design in my living room on my throw pillow, okay? So there's a lot of throw pillow designs. We're going to start with our square. So try to find the very center of your paper, and we're going to be using, let's see, I think we're back to 2.5 again. Yeah, okay, we're back to 2.5. So try to find the centermost point of your paper, a little bit more to the left or right. It's okay, when you get home, you could always cut it down. All right, let's do our we're going to do our last inking. Wow, I am so relieved that it lasted. Yes, I am. Okay. It's a drone from outer space. I don't know what else it looks like. I always do this. What does it look like? It looks like a this or a that. My kids in school used to do that to me. I draw something immediately. Well, that looks like an elephant. That looks like a turtle. Let me have my own dreams. All right. Okay, let's make a square. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, good. You did that badly. Good for you. Okay, take the smaller one. Square within a square. Strike halfway, strike halfway, strike halfway, strike halfway. Obviously, I didn't make my square enough. So it looks more to me like a rectangle at this point. I hope you got better luck with yours. I didn't. Now I still have my 2.5. What I'm going to do is I'm going to strike it here at each of the points. I'm going to let it extend. In other words, I've done my square badly. I've made my square within the square. And now from each of the points, I have struck 4 times.
1.5 or 2.5?
That was the small one. That was the 1.5. Nope. Okay, it looks from there that I took my 4-inch and I did a join. All right, so let's ink up the 4-inch. What happened was I'm going from the top of this to the top of that, and I'm crossing the tip of the square. And this is what's going to happen. This is building. This is architecture now. We're building something. Solid squares and triangles. I am going from this tip to this tip to this tip, straight across 4 inches. I hope I didn't lose anybody. I am going from this tip to this tip to this tip, straight across. And if it's a little crooked, I don't care. I'm going from this tip to this tip to this tip. Okay, so from now, I've gotten this amount. Okay, and the next thing I need to do is I need to do these 1, 2, 3, 4. The only way I'm going to reach it is by going in the center and striking. Okay. 1 to the left and 1 to the right. Over here, 1 to the left and 1 to the right. Over here, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Over here, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. If you reach that point, go back to your 1.5 inch. And you might have to scrape because I'd like to finish this with whatever I have left on this plate, so we don't have to do more. Over here, I'd like to do the 2 at the top. So I'm going to go this way, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I need to fill in the rest of the design. And I know exactly where it is. You're going to take this 1.5 inch and strike it here at the top. And what you're doing is repeating the line of each of the points of your center square. And you're leaving a little space. Okay. And finally, I'm taking the 2.5. Let's see if that's 2.5. Nope, it's the 4-incher. We're calling it close on this one. I'm going right here at the bottom and striking it. I'm going to strike it at the top. I'm going to strike it here and distribute by striking it here. And the final strike, very final strike, is going to be with the smallest one. And the last bit of paint I can squeeze off this plate. And I'm going to strike it here on the top. Again on the bottom, to the left, and to the right. Done. That's it. All right, now we're going to do our painting. Would you like to show me, or did I lose some of you? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oops, sorry. Good, okay. I am going to say one thing right now. Whatever you do is the right thing to do. If you got lost in any part of this complicated design, I want you to take either your small or your 2.5, and I want you to balance your design top to bottom, left to right, anywhere you want, anywhere you think the balance should be. Can you do that? How many got lost? Raise your hand.
I think I did.
I love that. Oh, that's beautiful. Look back there. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Oh my God, it's better than mine. Oh, I'm jealous. Okay. Yeah, just do. You know design by this time. You know how to balance. Please do it. Go ahead. All right. 11 minutes. I'm going to do this. I swear, I'm going to do this. Okay, here we go. Where are we going? Shh. It's a surprise. All right, let's see where we started. No color there, no color there. Move on. Aha! Project number 3. Can you find it? Okay? Find project 3. It should be somewhere on the bottom. Nope, that's not it. Ah, I gotcha. Stuck. Okay, here's project 3. Put it in. Warm up your paintbrush. Swish it in the water. You're home free. How do you teach them how to paint fast? Cause stress. Okay. Get rid of this. Ryan, would you please do me a favor? Get rid of these. Just because they have the black in the palette, and these are probably dry. Okay? Hold it up if it's absolutely dry. Nothing in it, nothing. Okay? And these are going to go right straight in the trash. Good. We have more room to paint. All right, let's pull out our palette. And we do not need these anymore. So if you want to, you can just pile them one on top of the other, stick them on the plate and get rid of them. If you want to keep them and bring them home, they still do have paint on the edges, so I caution you on that point. So we're clearing up at a point so that we can do more. Okay, our first thing is we're going to just use the red and the black from our palette, so let's get the red out. And let's dry it a little bit on our paper towel. You can also dry it on the newsprint. And I'm just going to take my red, the flat brush, number 5, and I'm going to see, okay, where do I want to put this? And when you strike the paint, strike it straight down. Just strike it. Does it have to be perfect? No. Just go straight down and let it fly. If you want it to be perfect, fine, or it can just go fly. Don't do every single one. Choose the ones that you want to do. Okay. Okay, there we go. Just when you paint, turn the brush. Okay, always turn your brush. If you want to get a slimmer line, you can turn it on its very edge as you go down, and then strike it. So these are techniques you need to learn. All right, let's try to do that again. On the technique, I'm going to choose this one. I can lay this flat like this and strike, go the other way and strike. I can go toward the center. I can make a thin line. I can go straight out. So I invite you to be creative. Like I said, don't do every single one. Either skip 1 or skip 2. And just work as quickly as you can. And make your little fire burst there. This is a nice red. It's pretty decent. I had decided that I wanted to make a little center, so I just let it go out like that a little bit. You can do that, or not. It's up to you. Like a firecracker type thing. And let's see. Okay, let's do this one. And strike it. See, I'm not going to come around and say, you got to put the red there, you got to put the red there, you got to put the red. No, 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 no. You make your decisions. You're the artist. You decide where that goes. And maybe you just want a little bit up here. Maybe you don't want to do the whole thing. Okay? Or maybe you just want to touch it there. All right? Swish, 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 swish. dab it, stick it in the black. You can't contaminate the black. The black will just envelop everything else. Decide if you want to do a few strikes here. Or not. You can leave it white. Choices and variation. Do it toward the center. You can do it out here. Decide. Do something different. You're not in this class to copy me. You're to develop your own self. Okay. If you'd like to share, yeah, we want to get to the last project. Come on, guys. She's like, I know, I'm so ambitious for you. Okay, would you like to show me what you're doing? No. Okay, this is good. This is good. You're focusing. I've given you a lot to do. You're going to be taking this home. You're going to be taking a lot of pages home. You're going to be painting at home. Good. I should not rush them. That is not fair, no. I gave you a foundation, and you want to take your time to develop it. Okay? Then I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do the coloration for number 4. You can do this one at home because it's very simple. If we do it in class, then we're going to be missing the last project. You can do this one at home. All right, so let's agree that project 4 and 5 you do at home. Okay? All right, I'm going to go on. Okay, here we go. I'm going to also tell you in project 6, the rectangles, that if you simply do your coloration in the front and maybe strike in black on the side, that'll be just fine, okay? This one is very simple, where you have your blues and your black on the outside. Raise your hand if you think you can do this one at home. Okay. All right, let's get then to project 8, and I think we'll just have enough time to finish it. I would like to get you to do some color mixing, okay? All right, we're going to skip right straight to project 8 and hope for the best. Figure out which way you want to hold it. Well, that one's going to be hard. It's all the wrong way. This one looks like it's going to get slapped around. All right, we're going to start with the blues. So get your brush clean, and let's dive into the blue. And we're going to do the corners of the inside, and it's this one. So I'm going to do this corner and this corner. And this is a bad, I have to tell you, it's a bad square. It's a very bad square. I'm going to strike it down straight here. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to read the design. If I can just see it, I'll be okay. Okay? All right, now I'm going to go and strike it here and strike it here. I'm looking for spaces and places to put my color. And again, you also can do this. Another good thing is if you're not completed the other projects and you're not happy about it, review the video again when it comes out and just simply follow along with your colors and you would not have missed a single thing. Okay. I see that I put blue over here. So I'm going to say okay. I see I balanced it up here. Okay. Let's see, where else did I put blue? No, that was about it. Okay, now we're going to get into color mixing. Into the empty well, you're going to put yellow. So scoop up a bunch of yellow and stick it in the empty well. Do that 3 times, 2 and 3. Then take just a don't want to contaminate it, the red. Just take a teensy bit of the red, put it into the yellow. Let me see if I can show you as I'm doing it without spilling everything. I'm going to make my orange because blue and orange are very attractive colors going together. Now I'm getting a very deep, deep orange, but I think it's going to work out. Let's see. Yeah, okay. And now let's see. Okay, I'm going to dab it just like that because I noticed I had some little black in there. These are very cheap brushes, by the way, but they really work out fine. Right? So just dab it in there. Got plenty of orange paint. It's almost like creating a stained glass window. So you might keep that in mind. You're simply letting the light go through. And you could extend this color any way you want. This is yours. It is your design. If you decide you want to put the yellow someplace else, it's up to you. I decided, well, okay. Use your broad strokes. Notice that also you're getting a texture. It's your brush is creating a line. It's creating creases and movement by itself. That's all part of the painting. It isn't just the design. It isn't just the color. It's also what the brush is doing to the paint and how the paint is moving around. This begets feeling. And it shows your audience the speed at which you're painting, your style of stroke. And I'm just going to finish it off by streaking it. Now this one is going home wet, okay? You know that, you're aware of that. You gave us a wet painting. No, I told you to bring lids. I told you to bring lids. This was going to happen. So please try to do that. Next time we're here, we are going to indulge in oil pastels, so you don't have to worry about things getting wet next time, and chalk. We're going to delve into ink, so please wear comfortable clothing, nothing special. And what else? Oh, glue. And the glue paintings are going to have to stay here. There's no way that you're taking that home. Okay? Thank you very much again, Ryan.
Of course.
Ryan, would you please come up here, and Nani wants a hug. He's trying to get out the door without giving me a hug. This is my grandson.
Glad to be here.
I know, I'm so short.
I'm sure I'll get short eventually.
Thank you very much, sweetheart.
Of course.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming today. I really enjoyed seeing you. And yes, you're all getting a commendation. And yes, you're all going into intermediate. Thank you so much. And please join us next week when we, again, go into our oil pastels. It's something new. You'll get to... How many have ever used oil pastels before? Anybody? No? Oh, good. All right, you should always try new things, and that's what we're here for, to introduce you to new materials, new experiences, and just having a good time. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Thank you, Sean Hidalgo, for the filming.